Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today in numbers we are going to do time. Now I have to remind you that only if you have done the first session, which was from 1 till 99, if you have done the ordinal numbers, which was the third session, and if you have done the fractions, which was the fourth session, only then I would suggest that you go through this presentation. Because it will only make sense when your concepts of cardinal numbers 1 till 99 is clear, your concept of ordinal number is cleared, and at least 1 till 12 ordinal numbers, and your concept of fraction is clear. Only then you can understand the concept of time. So let's move on. So let's see. So what time is it? So how do you say what time is it? First of all, you can say it in two ways. You can say kamis sa'atu, or you can also say ma as-sa'atu. Ma as-sa'atu will become mas-sa'atu. Now, or is as-sa'atu. Sa'atun is hour, so as-sa'atu means hour. That is the literal meaning. Now, notice here that this is your khabar and this is your mubtada. Please remember your khabar is is taking lead in the question, and as-sa'atu is your mubtada. This is just a very small thing, but just needs to be cleared over here. As-sa'atu is your main topic of the question. What is the time? What is it? What time is it? Now, okay. So note that just remember that since as-sa'atu is feminine, so you will read, sorry, I have to put N over here, feminine ordinal numbers you will use, and in all cases except 1 o'clock. So except 1 o'clock, 1 seems to be kind of messing up everywhere, but except 1 o'clock, you will be using everywhere feminine ordinal numbers when representing the hour. It is written as, and 1 is written as feminine form of cardinal. So only 1 comes as cardinal number, which is wahidun. Otherwise, all other cases will turn to fa'ilu pattern, if you remember in ordinal numbers, and they will be your feminine form of it. So let's straight away jump into it. So 1 o'clock only will be, so this, if you see, it's like a mawsoof sifa construction again, as-sa'atu al-wahidatun. Why tun? Why feminine? Because as-sa'atu is also feminine. So you have to match in gender. You match in status, you match in type. The status is rafa, the gender is both feminine, the type is al proper, and what is this? So it has to match in all 4 properties. And number also, this is 1, and this is, the sense of it is that it is kind of 1. Now, as-sa'atu, as-saniyatu. So again, we are back to ordinal numbers, which is fa'ilu pattern, and then fa'ilu pattern changes to feminine, which is fa'ilatu. So you will see in all these numbers, you will be using the ordinal number pattern, which is fa'ilatu. So as-sa'atu, as-salithatu, fa'ilatu, salithatu. As-sa'atu, ar-rabi'atu, fa'ilatu, rabi'atu. As-sa'atu, al-khamisatu. As-sa'atu, as-sadisatu. 7 o'clock would be as-sa'atu, as-sabi'atu, as-sa'atu, as-saminatu, as-sa'atu, at-tasi'atu, as-sa'atu, al-ashiratu, as-sa'atu. Now, if you remember, the line from 11 till 19 was non-flexible. Please remember the rule from cardinal numbers. 11 till 19 is non-flexible, therefore they will not match in status, even though this is rafa by spirit, but it is non-flexible, so we have to put a fatha over here. Please remember this. And asharata, again, non-flexible, so it's fatha. They are all matching in gender because it's the first 2 lines, 11 and 12, remember, matches in gender. And that will, by the way, match everywhere. All of them will match, even though 3 till 10 was the line, but we will not follow that rule because over here it's more like a mawsoof sifa construction, so they will match in gender anyway. As-sa'atul saniyata, sorry, because non-flexible, ashrata. Now this is how you write simple 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in Arabic. Now let's see how do we write when you add minutes. So for example, if you want to take 5 5 o'clock and 5 minutes. 5:05, 5:10. How will you say that? So for example, over here you have the time 4 o'clock and 5 minutes. This is how you write it in English. And this is your 4 o'clock, 10 minutes. This is how you write it in English. Let's see how do you write 4 o'clock and 5 minutes. So again, this is as-sa'atur rabi'atu, that means 4 o'clock, plus wa ad-daqiqatu al-khamisatu. Again, 4 minutes is like a mawsoof sifa construction for plus, because 4 plus 5 minutes, 4 o'clock plus 5 minutes. So you just put a wa and you add those 5 minutes in it. Simple. A mawsoof sifa construction, again, feminine, because daqiqatu minutes is feminine. So khamisatu, again cardinal number, and it will be feminine, matching in properties. Then again we have as-sa'atur rabi'atu, that means 4 o'clock again, and 10 minutes will be added with wa, and ad-daqiqatu minutes, ashratu 10. Sorry, this will be ashiratu. This will not be ashratu. Ashiratu, I have to make this correction. It will be ashiratu. I'll correct it. So ad-daqiqatu ashiratu. Now, remember, all ordinal feminine forms are used. Whether you are matching with as-sa'atu, ad-daqiqatu, they are all the the numbers are ordinal and they are feminine. This is ashiratu. I will make this change in the PDF. Now, let's look now. How are you adding fractions? For example, this is quarter of an hour. This is how you write it, 5:15. So 15 minutes is quarter of an hour. You divide an hour into 4, so you get a quarter. Similarly, over here, this is 5 minutes, 5 o'clock, 20 minutes. So 20 is a third of an hour, a third of an hour. So that will be 5:20. And then you have finally 5:30. So 30 minutes is the half of an hour. Okay, so this concept is clear, that how fractions are integrated with time. So if you see, again, I just told you 15 of 60 minutes, 1 hour is 1/4, which is a quarter. So how will you write that? As-sa'atul khamisatu will be written as it is, the same thing. Now, war-rubu. So your fraction came with it. Notice it's not feminine. It's in its, the original form, fu'ulun. It will come the way it is. And because you are adding, so you put wa in it. So you add, in 5 o'clock, you add 15 minutes, which is your quarter. So you say rubu'u, a rubu'u. Now you see 20 of 60 minutes, 1 hour is 1/3 of it. So how will you write that? As-sa'atul khamisatu, the way it is written, you add a third of it, a-thulthu, third of an hour, a-thulthu. Again, it's not feminine. It's in its original form, fu'ulun, thulthun. By the way, I don't know for what reason there is because the concept is taken from EMSA, Elementary Modern Standard Arabic book, book 1, and over here for some reason they had sukoon instead of dhamma. In our Bayyana book there is a dhamma. For some reason over here they did not have a dhamma, they had a sukoon, so I just copied it that way. Maybe it's just a difference of dialect or something. Maybe it is written as sulusun, thuluthu and rubu'u also, and thulthu and rubu'u also. Maybe it's, but I have to find that out. But this is how it was written in the EMSA 1. Now 5:30 is half of an hour, 30 of 60 minutes. So 30 of 60 will be nisfun. So as-sa'atul khamisatu, again 5 o'clock the way it is, add half hour, a nisfu. So half. This is how you write it. Now let's see if you have you are adding fractions and also minutes. Sometimes you want to say 5 o'clock, 35 minutes. Let's look at that. So for example, you have 9:35. How will you write 9:35? So this is how you write 9:35. Now let's see. 9 plus 9 o'clock plus 30. 30 is your nisfun. 5 minutes plus 5 minutes. So let's see. First, you will write 9 o'clock. As-sa'atu, as-sa'atu tasiyatu. That's your 9 o'clock. Plus wa nisfu. So first you will add the fraction, and nisfu, that is 9:30. Add 5 more minutes. Now 5 more minutes, if you see, is a idafa. Khamsun became light, no al, and daqaika is actually plural of daqiqatun. So daqaika is is partly flexible actually. So that's why you don't see daqaiki, daqaika, because it's partly flexible. So nasab and jar looks the same, and that is why it has fatha. So this is non-human broken plural, which is partly flexible, daqiqatun, and so this is how you write it. As-sa'atu tasiyatu 9 plus half hour and nisfu wa khamsu daqa'iqa 5 minutes. So this is an idafa. Now let's see if you are adding fraction and deducting minus. So for example, you want to say 9:25 minutes. So how would you write that? So 9:25 would be again, you have 9 o'clock plus, you add first half an hour. You add half an hour plus, and then you minus 5 minutes. This is the construction. So first you say 9 o'clock, that is as-sa'atu tasiyatu, add half an hour and nisfu, minus, how will you minus? Illa khamsa daqa'iqa. If you remember, this was khamsu daqa'iqa, but because illa, by the way, this is again an idafa, and this is your non-human broken plural, which is partly flexible. That is why it's not representing the e jar. It is partly flexible, so nasab and jar looks the same. So khamsa, this is nasab because illa made it nasab. So in all forms, it will be, even if the time is supposed to be rafa form, you will still say khamsa daqa'iqa. So this makes it nasab because of illa. So this is the rule when you are subtracting subtracting from time. So this is the rule you will see in the later presentation, also in later slides. Now you have 7:40. Now if you see, it's closer to sorry, 6:40, not 7:40. So you have 6:40, 6 hour 40 minutes. So this is closer to 7. So your time is coming closer to 7. That means you have 20 minutes left in 7. Just remember that. Over here, you have 15 minutes left in 7, even though it's 6:45. But actually, if you see the time, the needles are closer to 7. So you have, in a way, you have 15 minutes left in 7. Let's see, how do you write that? So 40 minus 60 is 20 minutes left. So if you remember, your 20 minutes was actually thulsun, a thulthu. So that will be written as as-sabi'atu, that is your 7. As-sa'atu is not sadisatu, it's sabi'atu. That means 7. As-sabi'atu is 7. Illa, so in 7 o'clock minus sulsan. Again, if you remember, illa makes the next word nasab, and it should be common. Now again over here, 45 minus 60, 1 hour would be 15 minutes left. That is your rubu'un. So you are minusing, you are deducting rubu'un, quarter of an hour, from 7 o'clock because it's close to 7. So that will be written as as-sa'atu sabi'atu, 7 o'clock minus illa rubu'an. So rub'an again became nasab because of illa, and it is supposed to be common. That is the rule which is followed by illa. Now, at what time, at what time or when? How do you write that? So, mata, when, or fi ayyi sa'atin, or at what time, at what hour. So this is how you say. So if you want to say at 4 o'clock, now here we are changing. So all the time that we did it in rafa form, because by default we explain everything in rafa. Now if you want to change it to, let's say, at fi, so you want to change it to jar. So how do you do that? So at 4 o'clock will be fi, that means the next thing would become jar. This is harf jar. So as-sa'atir rabi'ati. Simple. As-sa'atur rabi'atu became as-sa'ati rabi'ati, as-sa'atir rabi'ati, because of fi. Now, how will you write at 5:30? Fis-sa'atil khamisati, simple. 1 nisfi. Again, you change the status over here. Then how will you write 11 o'clock? Now 11, if you remember, 11 till 19 is the line non-flexible. So even if you want to make it jar, you will make the hour, as-sa'ati will become jar, but al-hadiyata ashrata will remain in this fatha form, which is non-flexible, which is like nasab, but it's actually supposed to be jar, but it's not representing it because it's non-flexible. The line is non-flexible. This brings us to the end of the chapter, the subtopic time. If there are any outstanding questions, please do not hesitate to post on the group. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.